Hello everyone, today I have an amazing story for you. It's not just for your listening practice but also to inspire you. Every dream has a price. Nothing in life is free. This is the story of a poor boy who gave everything to make his dream real. High mountains stood silently, their snowy peaks glowing in the morning light. In one of those valleys lived a boy named Ewan. His clothes were old, his shoes torn, but his eyes carried something priceless, a dream. At night, while the oil lamp flickered in their small house, he often told his little sister,
Sophia,
"Someday, we will have a big home. Someday, people will know my name."
Sophia
Would giggle, "But how, brother?" Ewan would smile faintly, "I don't know yet, but one day, I'll make it happen." One evening, after a long day at the workshop, his father sat quietly at the wooden table. Ewan gathered courage and said, "Father, I want to build a restaurant chain one day. I want to give our family a better life." His father stared at him, tired eyes, but filled with wisdom. Slowly he whispered, "Ewan, dreams are never free. If you truly want this, you must pay with sweat, with sacrifice, with pain. Are you ready?" Ewan didn't blink. "Yes, father." At that moment, a journey began, not of bread, not of money, but of belief. Days passed, and Ewan kept thinking, "How can I start? Where do I begin?" One evening, while walking through the market of his small mountain town, he noticed something unusual. People were complaining, "There is no bread here. We must walk miles to the next village just for a loaf." Ewan stopped in his tracks. His eyes widened. "There's no bakery here, but everyone needs bread." That night, he couldn't sleep. The words of his father echoed in his mind. "Dreams are never free, son. You must pay with sacrifice." The very next morning, he walked miles to the next town and entered a small bakery run by Mr. Grant, an old man with tired eyes but sharp instincts. "Sir," Ewan said with folded hands, "please lend me some bread. I'll sell it in my town and return your money with profit in a week." Mr. Grant frowned. "Why should I trust a poor mountain boy?" Ewan's voice didn't shake. "Because I may be poor, but I will never betray your trust." For a moment, the old man studied him. Then he sighed. "Fine, take it, but if you fail, don't ever come back." Ewan carried the basket of bread back to his town. His arms ached, but his spirit was alive with hope. The next morning, he stood in the market and called out, "Fresh bread, warm bread." People turned, some laughed. "Bread from him, it will be stale. Don't waste your money." The whole day passed, and only a few loaves were sold. His steps were heavy as he returned home, but his little sister ran to him and said, "Brother, tomorrow will be better. Don't stop." And she was right. Day after day, he returned. His voice grew louder, his smile brighter. Slowly, people began to trust him. Children waited eagerly for his loaves. Old women blessed him for saving their long walks. That was when Ewan understood a powerful truth. Success doesn't come in a single day. It comes when you stand tall, even when the whole world laughs at you. One afternoon, while selling bread in the market, a woman asked kindly, "Son, why don't you bake the bread yourself? It will be fresher, and you'll earn more." That night, Ewan lay awake. "She's right, but how will I learn?" The very next day, he went to Mr. Grant again. "Sir, please, teach me how to bake." Mr. Grant's eyes narrowed. "If I teach you, boy, you'll become my rival one day." Ewan bowed his head. "I don't want to take your place, sir. I just want to build mine. Please, give me a chance." There was a long silence. Finally, the old man muttered, "Very well. Come tomorrow morning." Ewan's lessons began before sunrise. The bakery smelled of smoke, yeast, and burning firewood. At first, he thought it would be simple. But the dough clung stubbornly to his hands, the measurements never seemed right, and the bread either came out raw in the middle or burnt black on the outside. Again, Mr. Grant barked. Again, he tried. Again, he failed. Day after day, the same. His hands blistered, his arms ached, his pride shattered. One evening, after burning yet another batch, Mr. Grant shook his head. Perhaps this is not for you, boy. Not everyone is meant to be a baker. The words cut deeper than any knife. Ewan went home silently. That night, when his little sister,
Sophia,
asked, "Brother, are you giving up?" he turned his face away so she wouldn't see the tears in his eyes. But then, his father's words returned like a whisper in the dark. "Dreams are never free, Ewan. If you want them, you must pay." The next morning, before anyone else was awake, he returned to the bakery. His hands shook, but he tried again. And again. Sometimes his tears fell into the dough, mixing with the flour. Sometimes his arms trembled so badly he thought he couldn't continue. Weeks passed. His failures piled up, but so did his determination. And then, one evening, as he pulled a tray from the oven, the golden brown loaves shone under the dim light. Soft, perfect. He stared at them with trembling hands. For a moment, he didn't even breathe. Then, slowly, tears filled his eyes, not of pain, but of victory. It wasn't just bread. It was proof that every scar, every blister, every failure had shaped him. With his hard-earned skill, Ewan returned to his town carrying not just bread, but hope. He spoke to his parents with shining eyes. "Father, Mother, let's open our own bakery." At first, they hesitated. "We don't have money, Ewan," his mother whispered. But Ewan replied softly, "We'll start small. I'll bake, you'll help me sell. One day, it will grow." Answer, with a broken wooden sign and a tiny room, their bakery was born. His mother cleaned every corner, his father carried sacks of flour, and
Sophia
decorated the counter with wildflowers she picked from the hills. The smell of warm bread soon filled the streets. People came, curious at first, then delighted. Old men sat on the benches outside, children laughed with cookies in their hands, and neighbors blessed the young boy who had given them fresh bread. For a while, life felt golden, but happiness often invites challenges. 1 month later, another bakery appeared just down the street. It was run by a young man named Daniel. His shop was large, stylish, with bright lights and shiny glass shelves. Compared to that, Ewan's bakery looked poor and ordinary. Soon, people began drifting towards Daniel's place. One by one, customers stopped coming to Ewan's small wooden shop. At night, Ewan sat in silence, staring at the few unsold loaves on the counter. His heart ached, but he didn't let his family see. The next morning, instead of giving up, he went into the streets and asked people, "Why do you prefer his bakery?" A woman replied gently, "Son, his shop looks beautiful. It feels special." Those words struck him. It wasn't just about bread. It was about experience. So Ewan began saving every coin. Slowly, he repainted the walls, added wooden shelves, placed flowers at the entrance, and hung a simple but welcoming sign, "Ewan's Bakery, bread with heart." When people returned, they felt the warmth of the place. The bread was still the same, but now, the bakery itself carried love. Ewan smiled to himself. He had learned another lesson. Success isn't only about what you sell, it's about how you make people feel. Just when life began to shine again, the mountains turned dark. One evening, black clouds gathered over the valley. The wind howled like a beast, shaking every roof. and tree. Yuan stood inside his bakery, holding the wooden door tightly as the storm roared. Thunder cracked. Rain poured mercilessly. In a single night, the dream he had built began to collapse. The roof broke apart, water rushed in, sacks of flour melted into mud, and the wooden shelves shattered. When the storm finally passed, silence filled the valley. Yuan walked through the ruins of his bakery. Broken wood, soaked bread, shattered glass. His heart sank. His dream lay on the ground, in pieces. People whispered, "It's over." The poor boy tried, but fate was stronger. For a moment, Yuan almost believed it. His knees trembled, his chest ached, and tears rolled down his face. He looked up at the mountains and whispered, "Why, after everything, why now?" But then, in that silence, another voice echoed inside him, his father's words. "Dreams are never free, Yuan. You must pay again and again, until you truly earn them." He wiped his tears. His fists clenched. "No," he whispered, "stronger this time. I will not give up. If I built it once, I can build it again." The next morning, he picked up the broken wood, though his savings were gone. His mother tried to hide her tears. His father offered silent strength, and
Sophia
hugged him tightly. Then something unexpected happened. The townspeople came. One brought wooden planks. Another brought nails. An old woman gave him a few coins. Children carried small baskets of flour. One man said, "Yuan, you fed us when we were hungry. Now it's our turn." Together, they rebuilt the bakery. Stronger, brighter, warmer than before. When the new oven was lit, its glow wasn't just fire. It was hope. When the new bakery opened, it wasn't just a shop. It was a symbol. People from nearby towns began to visit, not only for the bread but for the story of the boy who never gave up. Travelers carried his name beyond the valley, and soon, Yuan's bakery became known as the place where hope was baked fresh every morning. Children laughed in the doorway. Old men blessed him with folded hands, and his father watched silently, pride shining in his tired eyes. One evening, as the bakery closed,
Sophia
asked him softly, "Brother, was it worth it?" Yuan placed his hand on her head, smiling through tears. "Yes, little one, because now I know, dreams are never free, but they're worth every price we pay." Yuan's story teaches us 1. Dreams are never free. They demand pain, patience, and endless courage. 2. Failures will test you, storms will break you, but your spirit decides if you rise again. 3. When you give from your heart, the world will give back more than you ever imagined. 4. A dream built with honesty can never be destroyed. Not by rivals, not by storms, not by fate. 5. So remember, nothing in life comes free, but everything is possible, if you refuse to quit.